Hello and welcome to the Center Stage. I'm Kathy Halsworth. I'm the Artistic Director of Pensacola Little Theater and the Executive Director of the Clark Family Cultural Center. I always enjoy these talks. I get to meet with some of my best friends in the theater and in the arts world, and we're going to talk about stuff that's going on our stages and in town. And I'm especially grateful today to be joined by Ann Ferguson, who is the director of our big summer blockbuster, Disney's Little Mermaid.
That's right. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm excited to be on your team. Anne has been a director at PLT since, was 2019 was your first show, right? As a director?
As a director, 2021.
Okay, 2021,
Oh,
right?
actually, no, 2018. Yes.
See?
Yeah,
Right?
you are right.
See, history, it
track of
rolls right
time.
by.
That's right.
It rolls right by, right? So, Anne is a very active member on our Treehouse Committee. Art for kids and music is very important to her, and she has a large family to prove that. And they've all been involved at PLT some way or another over the years. So this is a big deal. We take our volunteer directors, start out assistant directing, they have vision, they do some smaller productions, and they gradually work their way up to some of the biggest shows that we put on our stages. And so this is a really big deal for us, and we're really grateful that you've put in the work and that you continue to practice art and blend your family and your crazy life with our crazy life. And so give us a little insight. How were you inspired to do Little Mermaid, and how did it fall into this space in your life for you?
Sure. I've been a fan of The Little Mermaid ever since the Disney animated film came out in 1989, I believe. I was in high school, so I'm dating myself. But I fell in love with the movie, the music, the animation, the story was wonderful. And I think it's one of those timeless classics that just kind of sticks with you, and it's a tale as old as time, as they say. And
That's a different movie, though.
That is a different movie, but it rings true even for Little Mermaid. And I'm just was looking for shows that I could bring to Pensacola Little Theater, and that one had my heart. And I love a big show, and this one's a big show, so I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. And now you and I have actually done a couple of the big blended main stage Treehouse shows. We love those where it's not only family theater, but it is the traditional theater that our subscribers and our biggest audiences like. So we're Mary Poppins together, and we've also done Shrek as one of those big giant shows, and Kits were in Shrek. And we've done Hairspray like that, and we did Sound of Music like that. And so some people don't quite get what little theater means, and for us that term just means community theater. And the same thing when we talk about Treehouse Theater. It does have children in it, but it's not strictly children's theater. Our Treehouse branch is our family theater, which means the shows are generally rated G or PG and are suitable for all audiences. And then we also are encouraging families to bring young folks in, so that ticket prices for anybody 16 or younger is half price of the adult price. And then we also will do more matinees. So it's kind of a marketing focus as well as an artistic focus. And so I want to let everybody know that our version of Little Mermaid is not the junior version or the kids version. Our mermaids and under the sea creatures and the people who are going to get married are all of marriageable age.
That's right. That's right. I think that's one of the things I love best about doing a big show like this is, like you said, blending the main stage with the Treehouse vibe. It's a wonderful kind of collaborative thing that we do where you can have adults on the stage and also use the teens and the children on stage at the same time, and I love that blend. That's one of my favorite things.
And clearly everybody else loves it.
Yeah.
We when we had auditions for this show, we had more than 150 people audition for this show. And those days of auditions, we usually have 2 days of auditions. We actually had to have 3 days of regular auditions and a whole nother day that it was callbacks before we could put together the incredible cast that you're going to see this summer on our stages. So very excited about that, and excited about your vision for how to use our youngest performers characters, but then also how you're going to tell this story about choice and love and, you know, a little bit of whimsy under the sea.
That's right.
Right?
Exactly.
So talk a little bit about how you are going to use our younger actors in the show.
Right, so obviously in a big show you've got your main characters and then you've got ensemble roles, and there's a lot of different characters within the ensemble. They will be changing costumes and being different characters and all that kind of crazy stuff. And in the script it's not really written for a children's ensemble, but we've kind of created that space so that we can use youth and children in the show, and I think it's just going to be adorable. We've found places that we can plug them in where they can be on stage and just really contribute to the story, so we're excited about that.
So one of the things, we're in rehearsals now, and the music is starting to sound great. We're just getting started with everybody figuring out how they're going to be this character and then that character, and developing those relationships. And that's super exciting in the rehearsal hall, just that very beginning of, ooh, we are going to tell a great story.
Right.
But one of the things that you and I have talked about is the magic that you're excited about creating. So let's talk a
Sure.
little bit about some of the magic that you have in your mind.
Okay, well, I don't want to give away all of our secrets because some of it I want to save for the stage, but we
Sure.
do have a lot of magic. There's a lot of magic in the show. I mean, Ariel transforms from mermaid to human, back to mermaid, back to human. You know, it happens several times. And Ursula's casting spells, and just a lot of magic happening. We're going to use a lot of lighting and costumes to create the magic, and really looking forward to it.
Can we talk a little bit about the puppets?
Oh, for sure. Okay, so in one of our scenes, I thought it would be a really great idea. It was Kiss the Girl, can I say that?
Sure.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
Kiss
yeah,
the
of
Girl,
course.
it's the lagoon scene where Ariel and Prince Eric are in the boat. And there's all these like whimsical creatures kind of singing sha-la-las to them, this romantic scene. And so our little creatures are going to be these hand puppets that we had specially made for the show, and they are just adorable. We've got frogs and turtles and fish and butterflies and dragonflies, and I think it's going to be really special. And I think the kids in our audience are just going to eat it up. I think they're going to love it.
Very excited about that.
Yeah.
Now, Little Mermaid is going to be on our stages, and tickets are on sale now. It is the season opener for both our main stage and Treehouse seasons. And in the next half of the program, Topher and I are going to tease the new season with all of the titles. But you can get your tickets to Little Mermaid by visiting our website, PensacolaLittleTheater.com, or call Sunny. She is our new box office specialist, and that is 850-432-2042. And you can talk to Sunny on the telephone Tuesday through Friday from noon to 5, or you can come in and see her. She'd love to sell you tickets to the show. Our shows for Little Mermaid are July the 24th through August the 9th. And we are sticking with the Treehouse model because we know that people want to bring their young folks, very young folks, to the theater, and we encourage that. We want whole families to consume live art. So our nighttime performances for Little Mermaid are going to be at 7 p.m. So on the first weekend, that's going to be Friday and Saturday nights at 7 o'clock, and our regular Sunday 2:30 matinee. But the second and third weekends, Thursday, Friday at 7 o'clock, but we're going to do matinees on Saturday and Sunday. So 2:30 on Saturday and 2:30 on Sunday for the second and third weekend of the show. And we expect it to be full sellout, so don't wait till the last minute, or you'll be up by the sound booth enjoying the show from there. And we've just got great opportunities for you to see the show. We're looking forward to it being a huge blockbuster for us. We've got a great team. We've got Tom Baracco as your music director.
Yes.
And Tom is being assisted by Destiny Howard, who was the music director for our recent production of Six, and was starred in Jekyll and Hyde last fall.
Yes.
So some fantastic
Brilliant.
musicians there. And we're also very excited that Treehouse, we try to grow our artists as well. Our assistant student director for the music is Emma Hobbs. Very excited about that. And Emma is one of our great young artists. She had originally wanted to be in the show,
That's right. Yeah.
But she has the opportunity. She's going to be in New York for a Broadway kids workshop. And we're very excited for that opportunity for her. We're sad that we're going to miss out her being on stage, but
That's
she
right.
could not be a part of the show.
Right.
So she is assisting Tom and Destiny.
Yes.
Great, great. Tom, let's talk about some of your other team members.
Choreography. Justin Gaylord. This is my first time working with him, but we have met many times to discuss our vision and our plan for the unfolding choreography. It's a big dance show, lots of choreography happening, and a lot of the magic that we do actually involves choreography. And I just love Justin's vision, his work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
He has come up with some great ideas, and our collaboration together has been wonderful, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how the summer continues to unfold as the cast learns all these wonderful dances. His assistant is Veronica Lindholm.
Brilliant.
And so I'm excited about that collaboration as well, the dance team together. Our stage manager is Alyssa Allen. I'm looking forward
Fantastic.
to working with her. She has done stage managing and tech for us in the past, but I think this is going to be her first really big, huge show, but I have full faith in her. She's going to do fantastic.
Brilliant.
Who are we missing? Assistant director, Lindsay Von Kruger.
There you go.
Yes.
And Lindsay was my assistant for the It's a Wonderful Life, and she actually led that show more than I did, and I was really proud of her work there. So this is great for her too.
Yeah, she's great, and she's been so helpful. She's kind of done a little bit of everything. She has her hand in some props for me, and she's doing a fantastic job.
So we have a big summer ahead of us. This is Little Mermaid, Pensacola Little Theater's Treehouse production of Disney's The Little Mermaid, which say all of those things legally. And the shows are July 24th through August the 9th. That's for 3 weekends. Nighttime shows are at 7 p.m. And then we've got extra matinees, second and third weekend. Those shows are at 2:30. And tickets are on sale now, PensacolaLittleTheater.com, or call us at 850-432-2042. We are excited for the summer and all of the Under the Sea we're doing on the second floor. We can't wait to put it on the stage for you. And see, this wasn't that hard. I'm so glad that you were here.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you're here. I'm excited for the show. I'm excited to play with you and make it all happen under the sea and above the water and happily ever after.
It's going to be great.
It's good stuff. Great stuff going on at Pensacola Little Theater. And I'll be back in the second half to tease the rest of the season for you. I'm Kathy Holsworth. Come back.
When I first stepped foot into PLT, all I could think was, this is way more than a community theater. This is a place to go and be creative and to do something that you can share with the rest of the community.
It's all one big collaborative place. It's classes, it's dance, it's improv. It's not one person's show, it's everybody's show.
We've grown a lot of new audience by doing a little bit more avant-garde shows, by opening things up to not just the Treehouse Theater, but also the Children's Theater, the Acorn. These children come in and they learn that they can express themselves artistically, either acting, but they also learn confidence.
Theater is important to me because I feel like as a military kid, I bounced around a lot my whole life, and the one constant is theater. I can come and I can be myself, and they love me for it. You know, that's pretty cool.
People of different colors and different genders and ethnic backgrounds get to come here and all be a part of something that's going to help continue to foster a community of people who do what they love to do.
Being able to explore our art in different ways, having the freedom to say and do the things that you can do as a theater, as a character, it's the best of our humanity. And the ability to continue to provide this, it's too important.
Supporting a community theater can help grow the community around it. And that's why we need places like PLT.
Well, welcome back to the center stage. I am Kathy Holsworth, Artistic Director at Pensacola Little Theater and the Executive Director of the Clark Family Cultural Center. One of my favorite peeps and a familiar face to you is Topher Warren. He is our Education Director.
Hey.
Hey, and we are getting ready to launch our brand new season, the 26-27 season. And y'all, do you know what 26-27 means for us? It is our 90th season. Pensacola Little Theater has been around for 90 years creating stories for this community. We've been in the Cultural Center since 1996, so we're 30 years in the, is that right? 30 years in the building, and 60 more years beyond that out in the community in other people's buildings. So a quick history, as an organization, Pensacola Little Theater has been around since 1936. A group of drama players who got together and said, let's put on plays, and that was during the Depression when Roosevelt was trying to put Americans back to work, and we performed in other people's spaces all the time. We did outdoor theater for some of the big fiestas, and we did Chamber of Commerce, and then Pensacola High School, and clubs, middle school, some schools that don't exist anymore. And then in the 50s, we'd been around 20 years or so, and rented a Quonset hut that was left over from World War II that was on E Street. And that Quonset hut was our home for about 20 years. And then when it was no longer safe to actually be in, the organization rented the old North Florida Theater that was on North Palafox. And one of my favorite tidbits is not the Rex Theater. That's the myth. We never lived in the Rex Theater. It's about a block north of that was another movie theater, and that was a problem. So PLT had a movie theater, and they had to build a stage, and the actors had to change clothes in the alley behind the building and share the bathrooms with the audience. And same thing is, we're in that building long enough that folks got together and they said, you know, we're 50 years old now, and I bet we should have our own building. So the PLT Guild was born as a fundraising organization for our volunteer theater, and they started raising money, and they started investigating and figuring out what we could do. And in 1988, the city and the county sold the organization what was then the abandoned Escambia County Jail and Court of Record. And the Escambia County Jail and Court of Record had sat empty since the mid-70s because everybody went to the mall and nobody needed anything downtown. But there were also a lot of organizations that needed a space, and that's part of our original charter for this building is we will sell the building to you literally for $10. And but with the mission that we would be home to lots of other cultural organizations that needed space. So we've been home to a lot of places, a lot of other organizations like United Way and Children's Chorus and the Opera and African American Heritage Society. We are still home to Ballet Pensacola, that has the whole third floor for all of their studios, and the Emerald Coast Writers Association, which was originally West Florida Literary Federation. And in that library you can find John Appleyard's books, and local writers have a great place where they can workshop and connect with each other. So we're very excited that we have continued to grow, and so we are very happy to be celebrating 90 years. Rich history of volunteerism and storytelling and drama in Pensacola, Northwest Florida.
Love it.
Now we have grown. We have grown a lot. I did pull up paperwork in celebrating our history, and our 1936 charter actually says that we are open to any white citizen of Pensacola. So time has passed and things have changed, and so we are very proud to have our doors wide open to anybody who needs to tell a story. Love to be a great space for all citizens, regardless of how they consider themselves and what stories they need to tell. And I love being everybody's drama mama too. So,
creative space for the community.
That's right. That's right. So with that in mind, we are very excited to talk about our whole season. We're gonna drop a little tidbit about what we've got on the slate for you. Anne and I were talking about The Little Mermaid, and that is our season opener for both Main Stage and Treehouse, and that opens July the 24th and runs for 3 weekends. So that big musical, good for the whole family, and that sort of Broadway quality of and favorite music and characters that we all love and all that stuff, and also characters we love to hate. Ursula's one of my favorite karaoke songs. And then we switch gears because we do have 3 different kinds of season, right?
Right.
So we have our main stage season, which is the traditional mix of musicals, comedies, and dramas, mostly grown-up theater. Then we have Treehouse, which is our family theater,
Yeah.
always good for families. Usually there are young actors involved.
Typically, yeah.
And then the other end of the spectrum is going to be our Studio 400, which is our black box theater. It's often unpublished works. It's often very difficult theater for, it's not for
Yeah.
everybody. We have had controversial things that
Sure.
are in there, and we actually love it when our patrons are like, I'm not sure that I was supposed to see that show. So if Studio 400 is not your bag, that's what we got Main Stage and Treehouse for.
Yeah.
And if Treehouse feels to tweet to you, then come see some Studio 400. And we promise to challenge your heart and your head and make you laugh at some really awkward stuff. Right? But it's also, it's not always weird theater. Our Studio 400 is also a way that we embrace our unpublished writers, and so we will be talking about that a little bit too. So it's a great place for all the kinds of theater that we like to make in town. Once we're done with Little Mermaid, we're going to shift over into Studio 400, and we're doing Dracula, a comedy of terrors.
It's so funny. It's a big spoof of Dracula's story, and what I love about it too is the cast is compiled to play multiple characters, and it's this weird hodgepodge of just creative characters and how they interact, and it's very spooky but funny, and it's just such a fun show.
And directed by Denley Messerly, who has a fantastic sense of humor. I'm very excited about this one, and we love to laugh at absurdity and the silliness, and you know, vampires pretty silly to begin with, and then you make them even sillier by twisting how their story works, right? So in this one, Van Helsing is actually a female. It's Jean Van Helsing.
Jean Van Helsing, yeah.
And apparently we're chasing Dracula into London and back to Transylvania, and the theater gimmick of everybody being a bunch of different things is actually part of the comedy, because a person that you just saw as one character then comes on as
New wig, new hat, come back on.
And so that aesthetic is a lot of fun, a lot of craziness.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go a little bit serious. We go back to the main stage for The Girl on the Train, directed by Billy Buff.
Which is very murder mystery, and a woman who is divorced and finding this new era of this mystery that's happening in the world of a murder, and her trying to help solve it. And it's very classic murder mystery, but on the stage. And
right.
so,
It was a movie not too long ago, right? So she, this woman who just watches the train pass, and she's making up stories about this couple that she can see through the window, and then the woman disappears, and then that's the girl on the train. Is how does that work, right? So what's happening there? So, and Billy Buff, again, he loves to tell some dark tales and some good stuff. So we're excited to see his version of Girl on the Train on our stages in September. So that is the second main stage show. And then we're bringing her back.
So excited for this.
10 years ago, we put on our 9th version of Richard O'Brien's Rocky Horror Show. We're bringing Rocky Horror back for our Halloween season, and we're very excited about that. Yeah.
Just a cult classic. I think it's a fan favorite from our audience members. It always sells out really well. And it's just it's shticky, campy musical that is so fun.
Right, so a lot of people have seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is actually the movie, and UWF loves to do what's called a shadow cast, so they show the movie and then people act out in front of it. We're literally doing the original Rocky Horror Show, and this is how the movie even came about. It was this campy thing that was on the West End in London, and it did so fantastically well that eventually they made a movie, and the movie was so terrible that people started mocking it, and it became its own cult classic. Midnight movies, when I was in high school and college, I went all the time. I have like a whole string of ticket stubs, and people dress up and they go, and you take props and all of that stuff. So it is the Rocky Horror classic that you are used to, and there's a fantastic version that's on Broadway, so we were very excited that we got the rights to it, because I wasn't sure that that was going to happen once it was announced. And we've got our own version of it. For many years, Michael Dennis was our favorite Frankenfurter, and this year he is the director. So it's going to be a fantastic version, and full of all that camp and little raunchy. So if raunchy is not your term, then just come say Little Mermaid. We'll be fine. But that is part of our main stage season, and that will be Halloween weekend through November the 8th. Then we switch holidays. We go back into the studio for Ebenezer's Trailer Park Christmas Spectacular. And that
That's a mouthful. It really is a mouthful.
So this is going to be fun and silly and campy Christmas in the Studio 400. And this is written by Joe Nearly, who we've performed some of his other plays before.
Yeah, it's a local comedian, a local actor and director and writer, and everything I've seen that he puts on stage is really, really quite entertaining. And so I'm sure this is going to be even just as entertaining as
He's the writer of one of our recent studio favorites, The Nebula of Georgia, and then he is also a really fine performer, and we're excited to put this on. It's going to be silly and country and very fun. Then we will swap over to 2027.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's already that. And we are doing The Outsiders, and that's our next Treehouse show, and that's going to be in January, and you're the director, so tell me all about it.
So myself and Ben Halpert are going to co-direct this show, and it is my favorite book that I've read as a child, and it's the story of Ponyboy Curtis and Johnny Cade, and a murder happens in Tulsa, Oklahoma, by happenstance between the Socs and the Greasers, and it's just all the classic story of how they come to be heroes from this poverty-stricken area of Tulsa, Oklahoma. But it's a classic story that I'm so excited to be putting onto the stage.
Brilliant, brilliant. So we've got a couple more things that are happening in the spring. We'll talk about those later.
Yeah.
Because we've run out of time.
Sure.
But just like I said, we like to support our writers, so we are doing Short Attention Span again, another audience favorite. That will be in February of 2027, all unpublished works, and we're excited about that. Our favorite Stephen Lott will be directing our Treehouse finale, which is Lightning Thief, Percy Jackson, and then Maureen McNeil will be back in the studio with Marjorie Prime, and then we've got a unnamed title yet for our season finale for our 90th anniversary. Come see us at PLT. You can log on to our website for more details, and we hope that you'll get a subscription to all the shows. If not, single tickets go on sale July 1st. PensacolaLittleTheater.com. I'm Kathy. We'll see you next month.